Nicole is in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Lancaster, if I said that right. Hey, Nicole, what's up?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Okay, so my husband and I are going to be getting a pretty significant tax return. We're thinking maybe 10 grand or so.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a couple different decisions to make, and we wanted to get your opinion on this.
Mm-hmm.
So we just paid off all of our debts except for our mortgage, which is about $88,000.
Way to go.
Thank you. But now my husband also has a business partner, and they have some rental properties in an LLC, which have a significant amount of debt as well.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the opportunity to possibly, the one is an 11 unit, which there's like $544,000 on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a personal townhome, which has about $75,000 on that one.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the opportunity to possibly sell, get out of the business, and get out of the 11 unit and just take on the townhome as our personal rental property then.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one situation.
Why do you need money to do that?
Well, we wouldn't have money to cash flow that, no. So that would become our debt.
No, I'm saying, do you need to use the $10,000 in question for that?
The question with the $10,000 then is, if we would do that, would we put $10,000 towards starting to pay off that? Or I also need a vehicle. I have a 2001 Chevy Suburban right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably worth about $3,000. It's
mm-hmm.
rusting really bad, and there's some unknown engine issues that are going on.
What is your household income?
My husband makes about $86,000 before taxes.
Okay, and you're a stay-at-home mom.
I'm a stay-at-home mom. We have 3 kids.
Do you have an emergency fund yet?
We have our $1,000 emergency fund. We do not have the 4 to 6 month one.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, it's pretty simple. We're going to walk up the baby steps. And before I buy cars, couches, or vacations, I'm debt-free except the home, and I have an emergency fund. So you need an emergency fund before you buy a car. And
so put that 10 grand.
Yeah, so that 10 grand is going to be you're raising your $1,000 up towards your 3 to 6 months of expenses. It's going to take that whole 10 grand easy. And
right,
so that money's just gone there. And then you start saving aggressively for your car. You might even not start your baby step 4, 15% of your income going into retirement for a short period of time until you save up 5 or 10 grand and buy a car.
Okay.
If you want to do that, I might do that. As far as the other rental property goes, you pay it off with your house in baby step 6.
Okay, so just lump that into that.
Yeah, dump that over to baby step 6 and clean it up as you're cleaning up your other real estate. Real estate goes in baby step 6. And,
okay, all real estate. Okay.
Yeah, unless it's a tiny, tiny little loan or something. I mean, if you owed $15,000 or something, and then the last
it's probably going to end up being $60,000.
Okay, the last question is, why in the world are you getting a tax return of $10,000? You realize that means you're withholding $800 a month too much, right?
Yes. Well, my husband was self-employed, and he just at the end of last year in September started a new job. So
that means that either the new job is over withholding by a bazillion,
yes,
or he paid out too much into his quarterly returns. One of the two.
I think both is happening, and he already is looking into adjusting what he's getting back because, yes, we are getting a lot. He's getting way too much taken out.
Yeah. You need to probably, in this case, you probably just need to have your tax advisor calculate your actual tax bill for 2019 and set your withholding up to be that tax bill.
Okay.
And, in other words, take the proper, because the number of deductions that you take has nothing to do with reality. The IRS can't do math. So their deductions chart is completely screwed. So you need to figure out we are going to pay $12,000 in taxes, so we need to withhold $1,000 a month. We get paid twice a month. That's $500 a month, or a paycheck, or whatever, right? Just do some simple math. Look at the total tax bill divided into the number of paychecks and make sure that you claim enough deductions to get that amount withhold and not much more.
Okay.
Our goal is to get a $50 refund or less.
Wow. Okay.
So that, because otherwise you're loaning money to the government all year, with no
Right.
interest. They don't pay you interest. Santa Claus does not live in Washington, D.C. That was your money. You gave them too much, and they gave it back to you with a wink and a nod. And you feel like Christmas came in April, but it doesn't. Okay, so that's where you want to be with tax refunds. But anyway, you're doing great. That becomes your emergency fund, and then we save up and buy you a car, and then we start baby step 4, 15% of your income going into retirement. 5 is kids' college, and 6 is other extra monies we get later on. We start throwing towards the houses and begin to get them paid off in that order. So, good question.